What's up, guys? Goat Rodeo Gaming here with another video. Sorry we haven't come out with one for a bit. Had a bit of a hiatus. You know how life goes. You just get busy or distracted or whatnot. Getting back into gaming again. Playing Transport Fever 2-1 to show you guys how to make a realistic single track railroad. I'm a former UP conductor and I like things realistic. That's just me personally. Obviously there's an easy way to do it. If you want to do it that way, by all means go for it. But if you want to have a legitimate single track railroad with realistic switches, signals, and just the look of it, well, here we go. I'll kind of explain the method I figured out. This might not be new. Someone else might have already explained it, but hey, I'm going to do it anyway, so let's do this. Okay. So first thing I did is I utilized some old school, this is what we called searchlight signals. There's a few of these left, but not many in the real world. It's some old cantilevers, signal bridges, whatever you want to call them. I grew up around the Southern Pacific Railroad. My dad hired out for them in the 90s, so I like to make my railroads on this game look like the SP signals and all that good stuff, right? So what I like to do is I place two signals. I make one have a one-way direction. So we'll call this going east if we're using this signal as an indication. So this would be the east direction track of the siding. Made this one directional. This one is not one way. I'll leave it the way it is. So it kind of gets rid of its function. It's more for looks. Then on this side I did the opposite track. So we'll call this going west if you're using this signal for an indication. Okay, same thing. This one does not. So all trains going east go on this track, all trains going west go on that track. It's unfortunate that there isn't a way to make this the main priority track, like the main line, and then use this only when trains need to pass each other. That'd be really nice. I don't know if there's a mod someone can do, but that would make it very realistic, but unfortunately it's not. So what I like to do, which you don't have to do it this way, and I'll explain the other way, is I like to just use the waypoint signals. I use the US signal pack, I believe is what it's called for these. You can find it on the mod shop. There's both there's a right-handed mod and a left-handed mod, so you can have signals on opposite sides, which is nice to make it look realistic. So I like using the waypoint. So basically this has no function whatsoever when I do this. It's just for looks. You know, it looks realistic, it looks good. And the reason why I do this, so I'll go down here to this bare siding, is if we use that signal as just the looks of it. Let's say I'll set up some signals here real quick. So put one right there. I like to try to get mine straight across from one another. That's a little off, but that's alright. So we'll do the same thing. Eastbound trains hold the main. Westbound trains go on the siding. Would be awesome if there was a mod, like a dispatching mod or something, just to improve the game characteristics. Alright. Now this happens sometimes too, where you just can't place the signals quite across from each other, so typically you gotta delete it, figure it out. It's being a little finicky, that's alright. So now we'll make this. So it's a mirror image of the other siding. Once again, go to waypoints, place this bad boy, like I said, just for looks. So the reason why I do this is if you have a lot of trains running, this keeps them spaced out. It keeps them from bunching up around a siding. Sometimes you get uneven. Sometimes you get a lot of trains going one direction. So it makes it difficult. You'll get you'll jam up your line at one end of the map if you have a single track main. So this keeps them spaced out. Because in real life, this signal to this signal would be considered a block. This signal from this signal would be considered a block. This being the controlling point, okay, which is the turnout. So when I use this as a dump signal, basically, it turns that signal to this signal is one block. And the reason why I do that is, let's say we have two westbound trains. You have one stopped here, you have one stop there. It keeps the line clear, so if an eastbound train is coming, it can pull into the siding, the westbound can go, and then this westbound will probably come out, pull up onto the main, clear the siding. Eastbound can then come out and keep going. So it keeps there from being congestion, because it's really easy to do this. We'll put a regular signal there. Obviously these look a little cooler. They're not all offset and weird. I've never seen a searchlight like that before. They probably do exist. Not sure. Okay, so now we have a realistic block. The problem with this is, if you have two eastbound trains and two westbound trains, you'll get one pulling in the siding, the next one pulling onto the main, then you get another westbound train that pulls up to this signal, then you get the next eastbound train that comes in, pulls up to this signal. So now each end of this is blocked. And you're probably going to have to reverse your train, which you can do in the game. Let them run out to the next siding, reverse it again, just to allow one train to free up. So that's why I don't like doing this unless you have more sidings than you have trains. And even then, this could still happen. So that's why I just like using the waypoint signals. It's just basically for looks. Keeps them spaced out. All that good stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's all I wanted to cover today. Nice short video, just throwing around some ideas. Like I said, this might be well known, it might not. Definitely going to be getting back into this game. I've been playing around with just trying to make the railroad side of this game realistic. So realistic yards, realistic industries, the whole thing. So if you would like to see how I make a realistic yard, or how I just make a realistic railroad in general, realistic industries, make sure you comment and let us know, because I'm going to be making a new map, and yeah, trying to make it as realistic as possible. All that good stuff, whether it be interchanges, yards, crossovers on double track, the industries themselves. One thing I like to do is I'll basically make a classification yard, and then I'll run branch lines off of that to different industries. So I'll have locals come in, pick up and drop off cargo to go to its specific industry, while we have run-through trains drop off cargo and pick it up as they go through the entirety of the map. So yeah, just some tips, some tricks, and let us know what you think. Thanks guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Just give me your thoughts, ideas. If there's any mods I should know about, shoot them in there in the comments. Thanks.